in my paper. They call me Big Dog, riding with the hillbillies. Cubone staying with the lip. Really became a boss many years back. When I'm gone, give me pull your tears back. We put the bang and produce. You got no chance of hanging. They take the tails when you're flipping the quarter. We ain't slowing down, we crashing through the border. So let the rhythm hit him, just let the rhythm hit him. Cause when you feel it in your soul, lift the sound system. Let's turn it up, a little louder, turn it up, a little louder, turn it up. We never turn it down, universal sound. When we move the pound, take a look around. When we touch the town, knock the way, stomping in my big black J's.
Historic Lambeau Field, fittingly it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the New York Jets and the Green Bay Packers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Jones. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Bridgewater. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, one of the things we talked about coming into this was we were never going to question the fight that he's going to have for all 4 quarters of a game. But ideally, you want him fighting for big plays and first downs early, not fighting just to get back to the line of scrimmage, as we saw right there.
They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now Bridgewater on 4th down. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with second and a couple.
Well, it seems pretty clear on this opening drive that they want to get him involved, not only, Charles, in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And he can be such a weapon for them when they utilize him this way.
And, partner, you know I'm a veteran, right?
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, he might be a little jumpy as well. Might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
That's a big conversion there on third down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a first and goal.
Throwing, Bridgewater. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Interested to see what they dial up here. Third and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone.
Here's Bridgewater. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
Quinnen Williams in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
And his kick is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead.
All in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
On first down, Rodgers. That is caught. It's Uzomah.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They fake the give. Now Rodgers.
Wilson's got it on the crossing route. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Big Dwayne Brown, the tackle, guilty there.
Here's Rodgers to throw. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I like to keep carrying it, thank you.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
They'll run with Hall.
And he is going to lose yardage here. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation length. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Open man is Uzomah. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And it's caught. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defense. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets.
Breece Hall, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets have moved out in front.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out now joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers.
Pass complete. He's got Lazard on the out route.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now it's Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. Touchdown, Jets.
Breece Hall.
His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe you give him a couple easy throws that he can complete, and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go.
A second down throw for Bridgewater. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble. They're indeed going for it. Bridgewater. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. That's complete to Lazard.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Rodgers' throw here going to be caught by Wilson.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. This pass out wide to Hall. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Brandon Cooks, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Bridgewater now. This one swung out here to Jones. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
He's going to throw one up from the end zone. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles. Remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He'll fire one end zone for Cooks. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 33. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's second down.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you're going to take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
The duo of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon split the work in Green Bay last season. Jones was still his excellent self with almost 1,400 all-purpose yards and 10 touchdowns. He even moved into the all-time top 5 for the Pack in rushing. No small feat with that franchise's history.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
On second down, it's Jones.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Bridgewater from the gun on third down. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Jets will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Rodgers. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't.
He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Jets take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. From the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well. And they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
3rd and long for Bridgewater. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Now Bridgewater on 4th down. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Ashton Davis. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
He gets it underneath to Hall. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big connection on that one. 51 yards. 3/4 have come and gone. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now a first down carry by Jones.
Down at the 25.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Bridgewater. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Jet touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Back to it after the pick-6. Bridgewater. And the ball is knocked out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. There he goes left side. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this was pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because They're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out?
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And that's a rare bright spot in what's overall been a pretty poor showing so far. But you got to figure, when you're down a bunch, why not take some big shots? And they connect on that one.
Now Bridgewater. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Quinnen Williams able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Bridgewater. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play. But in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
This offense so far on 3rd down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Throwing is Bridgewater. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Desperation time. 4th down. Bridgewater. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it, as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Rodgers throwing here. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On 2nd and 7, Bridgewater. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
Here's Bridgewater. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Kelvin Joseph. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Reed going to bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
From the 24, Bridgewater. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Bridgewater on first down. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.